Here are all the books that helped me sell tens of millions of dollars personally with my e-commerce brands and help my friends and my students sell well above $100 million worth of stuff online. So I'm 22 years old, Italian, English is my second language. I started off working as a copywriter 5 years ago in my marketing career, high school dropout by the way. And so I'm gonna tell you like all the books because people constantly ask me, okay, what are the books, what are the courses? So here's the final video. Stop asking me. Okay, number one, you gotta read Dan Kennedy. So everything from Dan Kennedy, you gotta read it. So all the books, thing that I remember are the 7-step sales letter, like the one about the sales letter, and then how to manage, how the ruthless management of people and profits. All the books, 100% recommended. So books and all the courses as well. Now, I know that his company was acquired, but you may still find all his old courses, his old seminar recording online. And the seminars I like are Marketing to the Affluence. Then there is One Too Many Selling. And then I'm gonna tell you the most dangerous marketing course of all time. And it's called Mind Jacking. I think it was called like this. And it is like 36 or 52 copywriting and manipulation hijack of the mind and how to apply that in your offer, in your marketing, in your business, in your copy. Mind jacking, I probably watched this 30 times and it's 30 hours of content. So do the math, 30 by 30, 900. And then what we have is probably all of these courses I watched them like 10 times. And then you have Wealth Attraction. I don't know how to spell wealth. This is also on YouTube. It's illegally on YouTube, but I'm gonna link it in the description below. This is the best mindset course you'll ever watch. So please watch this at least 10 times before watching my videos, because otherwise you're not gonna make millions. So that's it. The nicotine pouches is hitting me, so I'm gonna be way more loose, way more funny. Wealth Attraction, and then all his other stuff is good, right? And then when it comes to books, you wanna read, another course, everything from Sam Ovens. So you wanna watch all his old YouTube videos, like Monk-like Discipline. If you can get your hands on his course, his old course, which was called like Consulting Accelerator or something, is very, very good. And all the books that some of us recommend, read them. Why not? He's the founder of school. He's working with Alex Hormozi. Alex Hormozi studied all Dan Kennedy stuff. Basically, all his $100 million books are a repackaging of the information of Dan Kennedy and his masterful business experience. So some of us. And then you want to read everything from Eugene Schwartz. So I don't know how to spell Eugene Schwartz, so it's probably gonna be wrong, something like this. So you wanna read Breakthrough Advertising. I don't know how to spell breakthrough. And this is the #1 book that I read also 30 times. Why 30? I don't know, but I read like every 6 months. I read it again and again and again and again and again. It's a very dense book, so you're not gonna understand everything at all. And all the other books by Eugene Schwartz are good. So there is then Brian Kurtz, World Class Marketer. and he's the one producing, printing and having the ownership of the rights of breakthrough advertising, breakthrough advertising mastery, and then all the other Eugene's book. Brian Kurtz wrote Over Deliver. This is pretty good. And all his other content on YouTube, all his other courses, very, very great. And then you wanna study everything from Gary Halbert, Gary Bencivenga. So these are the best copywriters on earth. They sold over $1 billion worth of stuff. So everything that they read, they wrote all the courses from Gary Albert and Gary Bencivenga, like the 1000 seminar, like all their books, all the sales letter. You can go to Swiped. I think it's called Swiped.io or Swiped.co actually. And you can read all of their sales letters. So go to Swiped.co, read all the sales letter, print them on paper, and actually read them. That's how I learned VSLs, I learned ads, I learned copy marketing. And the thing is, you're not gonna understand, right? So like the first 2 to 3 years, I was reading all the book and watching all the courses, but until you apply the knowledge, and I spent tens of millions on Facebook ads and on ads alone, you're not gonna understand those concepts fully. And the more you read them, the more each time you read them, you're gonna get more insights and understand this concept, because you actually apply it to your marketing. You're gonna see, oh, okay, so I can create an enemy. Mind hijacking, one of the biggest mind hijacking is how do I create an enemy for the people that I'm selling to. For example, chiropractors, they all hate doctors because they don't have a doctorate degree and they don't want to be compared to doctors. So you can stop the night and compare them to doctors and they're gonna get pissed. Or the good old guy with the mustache like mine who did a bunch of crazy stuff back in the 1940s. What did he do? He created a common enemy, because men and women think in their mammalian brain in terms of tribes. And so if you can create an enemy, which is like a scapegoat for all their problems, and you make this scapegoat the number one reason for their miserable life, and you assign all the fault to this enemy, people don't want to feel guilty, they don't want to feel responsible for their own insuccess in life. And you're gonna instantly create trust and relationship between each other, because if there is a common enemy, me and my audience are looking at this common enemy side by side, and that also creates trust between each other. So mind hijacking, great courses. So I'm just gonna put a smiley emoji here. Highly recommended. Gary Bencivenga, Gary Halbert, and then you want to read Cash Advertising. I don't remember the author. Cash Advertising. Then you want to read all the Claude Hopkins. I think it's called Claude Hopkins. Probably gonna say it wrong. He wrote Scientific Advertising, and then I'm gonna write it here. I probably won't have Scientific Advertising. Look at my beautiful writing. I'm just pinning stuff off the top of my head, right? I don't have them here. And then what you want to do is read like 100 headlines or 100 the best ads of all time. It's something along those lines. And then you want to read Propaganda. Propaganda, also a great book. By the nephew of Freud. which I'm forgetting the name right now. Propaganda is great. And then what you want to do is read Psycho-Cybernetics. This is on mindset. Psycho-Cybernetics. This is produced by Maxwell something, also with the introduction of Dan Kennedy. Psycho-Cybernetics, great book on mindset, identity, self-image. So this is another book that you gotta read at least 10-20 times. I'm gonna take a napkin. In the meantime, I'm not even gonna stop the video. You can take a look at this stuff, and I'm gonna take the napkins to cancel everything. Okay, because I don't have a whiteboard thing, I'm gonna use my spit to cancel. So have you written down all of this? What else do you want to read? Basically, you want to read everything, like all the OG ads, all the OG marketing stuff, because everything that works now is just the information that was discovered by all these OG advertisers who run newspaper ads and text sales letters, mail printing advertising. So everything from the mail printing advertising area, you wanna get your hands over it, because it's the same principle but now applied to different medias. VSLs, video sales letters, are just the evolution of editorials in newspaper, which then become advertorials, which then became video. So all the concepts, all the principles, all the secrets of the game are hidden in the past. You just have to, apply them to new media. But human behavior hasn't changed since the last thousands of years. So all the principles that these OG teach are still applied to today. So you don't really need like a course. You don't need anything. Of course, if I'm gonna sell you something, eventually in the future you're gonna buy it, just because you know that I only do world-class stuff if I ever sell you a course or something. But you don't even need it. You're just gonna study all this stuff, and then eventually you can be successful. Anything from Bob Proctor? On mindset, he was a big influence in my life. And then, so all the courses, all the books from Bob Proctor. And then I'm thinking about stuff. So you want to read Ready, Fire, Aim. By the founder of Agora Financial, a $1 billion business selling financial newsletters and advice. I'm just going to do a quick nunchaku spin just because I can. Okay, let me think about something. Ready, fire, aim, and then what you can do is ads via sales. This is the most important. So get on AdSpy, find the most successful VSLs of all time, get on ClickBank, find the most successful VSLs that I've run over the last 5 years, print them, and read them before bed for like 6 months to a year. Every night I used to read VSL scripts and ad scripts to imprint in my subconscious mind the language, the patterns, the structure of copy. And then your subconscious will automatically acquire that language, that structure, and that's how you become good at copy. You don't want to read books about copy. Of course, all the ones I recommended, you gotta read them. But to learn copy, to learn marketing, to learn human psychology, read the actual thing that is taking money out of people in exchange for value, which can be a product or a service, and read that stuff, because that is the stuff that then you want to apply in your business. So ads, VSLs. I'm gonna link like in the description maybe my Google Drive with all the VSLs that I've collected over the years. Maybe if I feel generous enough, and you can transcribe those and you can read them. I'm gonna put a bunch of VSLs in the descriptions. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there are a bunch of things that I forgot, but to become world class at marketing, you wanna read all this stuff. And I'm scaling my e-commerce brand to multiple 9 figures this year. So quick CTA, I invite you to subscribe. And if you wanna work with me in my team, I'm hiring people, media buyers, copywriters, creative strategists, or even if you don't know shit, but you're like a very young guy, hungry for results, motivated, you're willing to work hard, I mean very, very hard. You're willing to say no to women, to friends, to going out, to having a social life, and you wanna become a millionaire within the next 2 to 5 years, even a multi-millionaire, you can work with me. And I think we can do great things together. So apply in the description below. There is a form in the first comment also to apply to work with my team. Even if you don't know shit, you just started, apply, whatever. We may think about something. I can mentor you. I'm looking for people who are dedicated, who are angry, who don't want to, be miserable and leave, like 99% of the population who are broke and cannot go on vacation whenever they want, cannot have a happy life, cannot provide for their families. So if you want to change your life, read all this stuff and then let's work together. I think that's pretty much it. And I'm going to finish the video with another quick nunchaku spin. And see you guys in the next video. If you have any recommendation of things that you want me to cover, any kind of video topic, I know that you want to know how I make creatives. That's the only thing that you want to know. How do I make ads? How do I scale my ads? Read all this stuff and then you're gonna be able to scale your ads. And then you can pay me 5K an hour if you want my consultation. But that's pretty much it. You don't even need my help. You can just read all this stuff. People don't wanna do the work. People don't wanna study. But if you study, just 30 minutes a day, 30 minutes, that's enough. But if you're really advanced, if you're really ADHD like me, what you're gonna do is take all the Dan Kennedy courses, put them in an MP3 player on your bedside table, and while you sleep, you listen to all the courses because your subconscious mind is still active. So very low volume, you listen it while you sleep, you listen to VSLs while you sleep, and you're gonna unconsciously learn the pattern, the information. Your subconscious is always absorbing information even while you sleep. So that's the biggest hack. Listen to stuff while you sleep, listen to stuff while you're in the gym, while you're in the car, while you're doing light work. And then maybe, one day you'll become as good as me. Of course, you're not gonna have my world-class physique. I'm natural. You're not gonna be able to be top 20 in the world in nunchaku player, but still, you can do amazing things. So see you guys on the next video.